All right, now we're going to use Docker machine to create a virtual private server on DigitalOcean. So we type Docker machine create. Now, this is going to be a long command, so we're going to split it onto multiple lines. Now, if you're on Linux, you can do this by typing a backslash at the end. If you're on Windows, you need to type a backtick, okay? And of course, this only works in PowerShell, not command prompt, okay? So backslash. Now on the second line, we type -- driver. Now, Docker machine has drivers for different platforms. If you Google Docker machine drivers, you'll find this page. So we have drivers for AWS, Microsoft Azure, DigitalOcean, and so on. Now, if you have a server in your own network and not in one of these platforms, we can set the driver to none. But here we're going to use DigitalOcean. Now, another backslash or backtick to go to the next line. Now, here we need to supply an option specific to DigitalOcean. So if you use AWS or another platform, your options are going to be different. So that option is --DigitalOcean -access -token. So now we need to go to DigitalOcean and get an access token so Docker machine can talk remotely with DigitalOcean. So here on DigitalOcean.com, on the left panel, we expand account and go to API. And of course, this user interface might change in the future. So if you cannot find it, just search for API on DigitalOcean, okay? Now, here we can generate a personal access token. Let's go ahead. We're going to give this a name, Vidly, the name of our application, generate token, and here's the token. Now, this token is visible only once. So once we move away from this page and come back, we're not going to be able to see it. So copy this and keep it somewhere safe if you want to reuse it in the future, okay? Now, back to the terminal window, we're going to pass that token here and then add a space and a backslash at the end so we can type the rest of the command. Now, at the time of recording this lesson, there is a problem on DigitalOcean. We cannot install the latest Docker engine on this server. We have to use an earlier version. Now, I'll put a link down below. If you open that link, you're going to see this page. This question was asked in December 21st, 2020. So it's fairly new. Now, down below, you can see the solution. So you have to add this extra option when creating a Docker machine. So with this, we can specify the engine install URL. So at this address, look, we're installing version 19 point whatever. Hopefully this issue will be fixed in the future and you don't have to add this option. So let's copy this line as well, including the backslash. And of course, if you're on Windows, you're going to replace that with a backtick. Now on the last line, we're going to give this server a name. We can call it Vidly or whatever. Now, Docker machine is going to create a virtual machine by that name. And on that machine, it's going to install Docker. So then we'll be able to talk to that Docker engine remotely on our machine. Now, this is going to take a little while, so I'll be right back. All right, our server is ready. Now look at the output. Docker machine was provisioning this with Ubuntu. This is the default image. Now, if you don't want to use Ubuntu, you can use a different image. So back to this page where we can see the list of drivers. Let's look at the DigitalOcean driver. Now down below, you can see all the available options. So we have an option for specifying the image to use, okay? Now, once Ubuntu was installed, then Docker machine tried to install Docker. So now we have Docker up and running on this machine and we can talk to it remotely. Also, if you go to the homepage of your account on DigitalOcean, you can see a new droplet called Vidly. A droplet on DigitalOcean means a server. Now over here, you can see the public IP address of the server. So we can copy this, open it in the browser. Currently, there is nothing there because we haven't deployed our application yet. So now that we have a server up and running, next I'm going to show you how to connect with this server.